Well, before O.J. Simpson, the Menendez brothers' trial was considered to be the trial of the century and the first to be covered gavel to gavel on court TV. Decades later, Lyle and Erik Menendez, who killed their wealthy parents, are back in the spotlight with new hope of walking free.
A very big win for the brothers earlier today as the district attorney in L.A. recommended resentencing in their case. They are serving life sentences. But that could all soon change. Our Sarah Robinson live in the studio with us with more. So many people just glued to the television about this.
Definitely, and this is a controversial decision for the recommendation today. There are a lot of people speaking either for it or against it. I spoke with a criminal defense attorney, and he tells me that there's a few things that likely led to the recommendations in the case, as well as a shift in public opinion regarding men and boys as abuse victims.
I came to a place where I believe that under the law, resentencing is appropriate.
The Menendez brothers could be released from prison. Today, the LA District Attorney George Gascón recommended the two be resentenced. This after receiving life without the possibility for parole for the murder of their parents nearly 30 years ago.
I believe that they have paid their debt to society. And I do believe that the brothers were subjected to a tremendous amount of dysfunction in the home and molestation.
The family of the two men celebrating this crucial step towards freedom. Ultimately, though, the decision will be up to a judge.
Public opinion about, the sexual abuse of boys and men was different back then.
Criminal defense attorney Russ Richelsoph, who was not related to this case, says during the trial, the two did not deny killing their parents. They only asked the jury to consider the factors leading up to the crime. Lyle and Erik Menendez detailed disturbing encounters of sexual, emotional, and physical abuse at the hands of their father and said their mother turned a blind eye. Richelsoph says at the time, the prosecution argued the brothers killed their parents to inherit money, and that story won out over the abuse.
This step gives us all hope that the truth will finally be heard and that Lyle and Erik can begin to heal from the trauma of their past.
Richelsoph says new evidence surfacing in the case gives merit to the brothers' suffering. Another victim of their father has since come forward, as well as a letter from one of the brothers where they wrote about their molestation to a cousin. A spotlight was put on the case after two recent Netflix productions about the brothers. Richelsoph says that attention could have influenced today's recommendation.
Most prosecutors are, at least at the county and state level, are elected officials. So, they're essentially politicians. They're sensitive to public opinion.
If the judge agrees to the resentencing, a recent law passed in California allows the brothers to be eligible for parole immediately because they were under 26 years old when the crimes were committed and they're considered young offenders.
Yeah, I think what Russ said there toward the end is so true in that there's such a wave of support behind these brothers all these years later. They're getting celebrity endorsements and all kinds of stuff. So a lot of this could be the evidence, but it could be that wave of public support, public opinion as well.
And if that influences politics.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next month. Thanks, Sarah.